What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Miguel. You're watching Miguel EDC, the channel where we talk everything EDC gear here. And today we've got let's say aluminum cylinder here, and this is always a good sign. We're going to be in for a treat, a knife that is unlike the usual knives we check out in the channel, something special. It looks like we're looking at HR knives. So Human Resources now makes a knife, and there you go. We're going to go ahead and check it out together. Let's go ahead and take a look. So it looks like it screws from both ends, I want to say. There you go. You can unscrew from this end as well. Let's go ahead and see here. This one will be linked down below in the description, along with any discount codes or anything that might be available. Every knife and every product that you see in this video, pinned comments and the description. But here we go. We have some spare hardware throughout, like screws and bolts and all kinds of goodies. Definitely quite the packaging here. We got a foam, we got bubble wrap, we have some additional, I want to say, inserts. This will probably make a little bit more sense in a second. But let's see. What are we working with? HR knives. If you're ready, I'm ready. Oh my goodness, guys. Let's take a look. Ooh, okay. The moment I looked at the back here, I'm like, okay, we're looking at something special here. We got some speed holes, but not on the side. We got them going on here in the, otherwise what the back spacer would be, but we are working with an integral knife. Drum roll, please. An integral knife. That means the whole outside shell, which is titanium, by the way, is going to be milled out of a single piece of titanium. So that's nice for starters. We're going to have a titanium clip that's not reversible on the other side. I'm sure they wanted to keep the show side very pristine. And I see what's going on here. So we have gold accented pivots, and then it looks like we have a gold accented little section here. And that's where you can actually switch them around if you want them all blacked out. You have a blacked out pivot, blacked out inserts, and you can switch those yourself. So that's a nice little touch. HR knives, it's not Human Resources. And before I burn that joke, it's going to be Hitman knives, right? Making a debut in the channel. Hitman knives, a brand that I have not worked with or checked out before. So this is exciting. It looks like we're going to be working with a liner lock here. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, hold on. Here we go. We got a back flipper for deployment. All right, let's go ahead and test that out. All right, back flipper with, definitely got some jimping there. We are going to be dealing with M390 on the blade, and this is some very interesting blade. I'll tell you what. I'm going to set it down here so you guys can take a closer look. Can I fit it in frame? There you go. Again, all blacked out. I want to say it likely has DLC. I'll double check, future me double check. DLC on the blade. And we have a dual ground here, right? We have a hollow in this section, and then we have kind of like a two flat piece. So there's like a flat grind there and another flat grind. That's an interesting touch there. Two flat grinds back to back at different angles. Hollow, double flat, a little bit of a harpoon section right here, right? A little bit of a Persian kind of trailing up point in a way. Tanto going on here. So what are we calling this? I don't know. Definitely get the blade police out here. After they capture metal complex, they need to come figure out what this is, because we got a dual compound tanto harpoon. I don't know. That's my best guess. Right? Let me know in the comments what you'll think. But that's looking pretty rad right there. We do have a liner here. Not a ton of access from the show side, but it's nice and wide. We can push down to the left and disengage there very easily. That engagement is going to be around, what is that, about maybe 40%, right? 35, 40% or so. So good engagement, right? Solid. And then, oh, that is a smooth drop. Take a look. Nice. Very drop shotty, if you would. No need to shake it or anything. That is tuned so good. Nice. That might be my favorite part so far. I mean, there's a lot to like here. Loving the integral nature for sure. And I do like how drop shotty it is. That blade is savage with all the multiple grinds going on. That looks very unique, very different. And here are the different accents I was talking about. So you have a sort of milled, well, I want to say titanium little insert on the blade. First time I'm ever seeing that. Typically you have, thumb studs, opening hole. But they went the extra mile here. This might be a new trend. Let me just say this for 2026. I think I saw some Remet knives with Damascus inserts on the blade portion, which is kind of weird, insane, but now I'm seeing titanium inserts on the blade itself. It's tastefully done, right? Kind of gives a nice little pop of color, contrast off the pivot, so I like that. And again, you can go all blacked out if you wanted to. I like that it's nice and milled, so it adds a nice, tastefully, a good taste of personality without being, too overdone or what have you. I have missed the flipper here a few times, so you do want to be very intentional with the flipper, right? You want to give it the beans or light switch it. Can you push button it? it works, right? If you do push button it, it still works. So that's a good sign. But it's a little bit on the minimal side. It doesn't protrude out a whole lot. So you want to push up against the handle here and then go for it. So that works. We have 1-in-1 deployment option only, right? There you go. I just missed it there. My philosophy is when you have one deployment option only, it should be tuned pretty good. And again, that seems to be the case here. It's just that the flipper has jimping, so it checks that box. It's a little bit minimal, so you might slip out just, you know, from time to time. But if you're intentional with it, you should be fine. To my point exactly. I do like the sort of, it looks like a frame lock up until here. So this is also very interestingly done, right? It looks like a frame lock with a stress cutout relief right there. And then boom, surprise, surprise, it turns into a liner lock. So that's, is it a liner lock? Is it a frame lock? Is it both? Which one is it? You guys let me know in the comments. I mean, this portion right here, obviously this right here looks like a liner lock. This right here looks like a frame lock. So maybe a hybrid. We'll just go with that. It's a hybrid between a frame lock and a liner lock. Also no milling on the inside. That is one solid whole milled out piece of titanium here. Like even down to the detail back here, right? Very solid. Now this is interesting, right? I'm noticing there are some lines here. There are some lines. So it looks like they did titanium scales. There's a whole integral chassis, of course, but then there's cutouts for these also titanium scales. That's why you see these lines going throughout. There's a screw here. There we go. I probably can see a little bit better right there. And there's an opposite hole on the other side, just so you can screw it. So you would put on this plate on this side and then screw it through this little hole on the opposite side, and then actually mount the side with a pocket clip. Because again, look at these lines right here. Same lines going on right there. Or we can even see them right here also. And same thing on the other side. So a very interesting take. I just, you know, observation on my end. Ergos, yeah, you have plenty of handle here for days. It definitely feels thick, right? A little bit on the thicker side for sure. And obviously intentionally so, right? We're gonna do a reading here, 0.63. Typically the average in the channel is 0.5 or half an inch. And the blade thickness, while we're here, why not 0.19? That's gonna be a little bit thicker than the 0.12 average in the channel, or 0.18 actually, look at that. All right, weight-wise, again, it feels like a nice little custom little pocket chunker here, if you would. Not the most overbuilt knife out there, but definitely has a good premium overbuilt feeling to it. I do like these sort of milling lines as well. Almost overlooked those at the beginning, but those look nice also. I'm gonna go 5-ish, somewhere in the 5-6 ounces. All right, somewhere in there, look at that, 5.6 ounces to be exact, 158 grams weight-wise. So yeah, you know you're gonna be carrying a slightly heavier knife, intentionally so, because you know obviously you opted for a more premium, right, overbuilt knife over, you know, a Benchmade bug out or the next life feather knife out there. So it's intentional, right? You know what you're carrying when you got something like this. You got a finger choil here. You can also forward choke, thumb behind the harpoon right there, feels nice, right? That's actually pretty solid, right? Feels good. Now I do have a little bit of beef with the plunge grind situation. It might not be the most optimal plunge grind. So maybe, again, no nitpicking at this point, but once you start sharpening the knife a little bit, you might develop a smile at some point. Again, just an observation right there, something I'm noticing. But other than that, I mean, I feel like that's pretty much the only thing. Everything else on the knife feels pretty good. I would have personally, this is just me personally, I would have liked at least another deployment option, like a front flipper, thumb studs. You know, I like to fidget with my knives. That's just me. Somebody's going to be in the comments like, Miguel, knives are tools. They're not toys. Why do you need to fidget with them? Listen, it's my money, okay? And when I'm buying a product, I want it to fit what I like to do with my tools. So you do you, I do me, and we're all happy we can still be friends. So that being said, I mean, I don't know what else there is to say about this one that we haven't already said so far. We'll throw a few knives on here, right, just to kind of give it, right, a ballpark size-wise. There we go. We got the Stitch, we got the MSI, and it's actually giving them a good run for their money. We got an overall, I want to say, overall length here at 8.5 inches. That blade is going to be around 3.75 with a 3.5-inch cutting path, and the handle is going to be just under 4.75, like 4.6-ish or so on the handle. But yeah, definitely let me know your thoughts on this one, right? What do you guys like about it? What do you love about it? There's a PM2, there is your Para 3. It's going to be a little bit larger than the PM2, obviously larger than the Para 3. Again, links to this one down below if you guys want to check it out. Prices, availability, and variants. Last but not least, the Demko AD 20.5 and the Kunwu Chad. So still larger than both of those. If you enjoyed this video, guys, give it a thumbs up. Again, it does help out the channel when you use those links, but that's entirely up to you and at zero extra cost. If there's any knife out there, brand, that you would like me to cover in the future, let me know in the comments. I definitely would love to hear some suggestions on brands and knives and models you guys would like to see featured here on the channel in 2026. Hope you guys really enjoyed this one. If you made it to the end, you're the real MVP. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one, either this one or this one. Peace.